We're standing today in Stanley Mills in Perth in Scotland. This is the very first project that the Phoenix Trust took on when it was established. And it's an absolutely stunning collection of mills, starting with an early arkwright mill and then moving on to a range of other very important and attractive buildings. And when the Phoenix Trust, or the Business Regeneration Trust as it now is, first became involved, the mills were in danger of being demolished. They're hard to believe now, but the intention was in fact to demolish most of the mills that you see around you. So it would have been an absolute tragedy if they had been lost. Prince of Wales became aware of this and asked for his trust to see whether they could assist. And working with the council and with Historic Scotland, in particular with Historic Scotland, who played a huge role in securing the site, it was possible to rescue the buildings and bring them back into use. So it was an enormously challenging project, which would never have happened without the personal commitment of the Prince of Wales, who stepped in when the project ran into difficulty and basically rescued the project to ensure it could come to a successful completion. The Prince has a huge passion for the value of our built environment, and in particular the tremendous waste. If buildings that were beautifully built but have now outlived their original purpose and not put back in use in some way where they're of benefit to the community. So he has set up his Regeneration Trust to enable us to work with community groups and to work with government and others to try and make sure that these buildings aren't wasted, that they are brought into use again. And what you find consistently throughout the country is that communities value heritage buildings enormously, either because of their own intrinsic beauty or because of the linkages that they have with them. You know, their father may have worked there, their family may have lived there at one stage. Sometimes it's a church where their parents got married, but there's often a very strong link to people in the community. So they're incredibly keen to see that these buildings are brought back into use. And the Prince has been very aware of that and very clear about the value, long before, in fact, it was more generally appreciated.
One of the great delights of the last couple of years in witnessing the development of this facility was the success of the Stanley Mills in attracting the Europa Nostra award. This is of enormous significance. It's an international recognition of outstanding achievement in the conservation and enhancement of our cultural heritage, and we were delighted to see that award being received here in Stanley. And it's now
what has been achieved, I think, is very largely due to the bravery of the Phoenix Trust and the Regeneration Trust in undertaking this, their first project, and making such a success of it. Now, that was something, sir, that you started, and your role in all this is something that anybody involved in the whole field of conservation has come to admire and be extremely grateful for. The Trust itself is held up as an exemplar in various countries in Europe as to how these things can and should be done. And I think we are enormously grateful to you for what you've achieved. It has been a benefit, enormous benefit, to Scotland.
It's a great honour for my Regeneration Trust, in partnership with Historic Scotland, to have been awarded the Europa Nostra prize, which we shall treasure. And I'm so pleased that that plaque will go on this building, because in one way or another, Stanley Mills, I'm afraid, as I've told them, is engraved firmly on my heart. Because some of you may remember that the reason I started the Phoenix Trust all those years ago was because just at that time, a large number of buildings were being sold off and made redundant. There were wonderful army barracks and naval dockyards and 19th century hospitals and mill buildings. It was a terrific spate of all these sales. And some of us got more and more anxious about what was happening to these buildings, because frequently they were not being reused. And as somebody who's always had a horror of waste and can't bear the misuse or underuse of wonderful assets, it seemed to me the most crying shame, to say the least, that we were not able to find new and appropriate uses for these wonderful buildings. So when we heard about Stanley Mills, and I came and saw it in this appallingly derelict state, thank God is all I can say for Historic Scotland and the Heritage Lottery Fund, who had the good sense and foresight to understand the importance of this great site. After all, it was one of Arkwright's earliest and most historic and important mills. And it seemed to me crucial that we found a way of saving it and finding new uses. And of course, trying to make it work proved to be more difficult than we thought. So I found myself actually, and this is why it's engraved on my heart, having to use my watercolours as a means of raising even more money. So I feel a very special attachment here, I can assure you.